come on and I said, my next guest is a comedian, he's not that good, you wouldn't be impressed.
No, you don't want that. No.
Luckily, he's a very funny comedian. He's at the Just for Laughs Festival in Montreal, July the 23rd through the 28th. Please welcome Barry Rothbard, everybody. Barry Rothbard.
It's my new thing. That's my new thing right there. I want to get something out of the way. I'm very successful. Which is why, when I go home from the airport, I take something called a super shuttle, also known as a shared ride van. And if you don't know what that is, a shared ride van is where a bunch of successful people get together in a van and just be successful all the way home, thinking about their success for about an hour and a half longer than it should take, in complete awkward silence. I feel like every time I get in a shared ride van, it's like I'm getting in a family van right after the father finished being abusive. I feel like a minute before I get in a shared ride van, as a dad is just like, shut up, Karen! Shut up! I hate you! I hate the kids! Hang on, someone's coming. And then an hour and a half. I got in trouble naked. Not for being naked, which is usually what happens. Or someone's like, you're being naked. This is the public library. No. I was naked and I got in trouble. I was at a spa for the first time. It was a nude spa. And I walked out of the pool area into the locker room and I was wet and naked. And apparently you're supposed to dry off first because the guy yelled at me, sir, stop what you're doing. And I froze. And in that moment, I learned something about myself, because my gut reaction was to quickly cover my breasts. I learned something. I learned that, number one, that's what I'm insecure about. And number two, in a time of crisis, I become a cartoony woman. A lot of people ask me, they're like, Barry, are you going to have a future once you get older? Are you going to have a future in television? And I say, yeah, because there's a guy out there who's named Larry King. They're like, are you going to get ugly when you get older? And I'm like, yeah, I'm Jewish. Larry King is my idol. Because Larry King is so old and Jewy that he basically looks like if a pastrami sandwich came to life and started speaking. Yeah. He does. He has a new show now. Yeah, he has a new show, and I can only expect that show to just be him interviewing other Jewish deli meat sandwiches. Yeah. We're in the studio. We got, if you just joined us, we're here with corned beef. Corned beef. What do you want? Some mustard? Mustard? Oh, we got brisket. You got brisket here. What are you not a fan of the Obama administration? All right, let's take a caller. I live in New York, and I like being there because I get to see guys way too aggressively hitting on girls on the street. I like seeing that in public. I'm not the type of guy to do that. I'm not the type of guy to go up to a girl I don't know and start talking to her. I'm more the type of guy to stare down a girl until she feels the need to button her shirt one more button. And I saw this. I was on the street. This girl was walking in front of me. This guy approaches her. I could only describe this guy as probably owning every Fast and the Furious DVD. And he came up to her, and he goes like this. He goes, "Damn, girl, what you doing?" And she's like, "Excuse me?" And before she could finish, he goes, "Shut up!" And he walks away. And this was a Monday morning. That means you left the house to do that. And I was like, why? And then the only thing I think of was he was doing her a huge favor. Maybe what he was doing was instantly living out what would have happened if they dated. The 2-second preview. It's going to be lust, confusion, anger, leaving. Just saved you 2.5 years. Maybe he had this psychic ability to live out any situation he goes into instantly. Like he'd be like, "Hey, how do I work at T-Mobile?" And the guy's like, "Oh, here's an application." He's like, "Shut up, I didn't steal no cell phones!"
Ned. Good job, man.
Good to see you, buddy.
Barry Rothbard, everybody.
Funny, he performs all over Boston. Let's give it up for Jhon, everybody!
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Oh, hi. So, I have my ex-girlfriend's Gmail password. So that's what I do. No, it's great. It's actually, it's really fulfilling. It's good because I've gotten past the point where I'm like reading her G-chats to see if she's still bragging about the time she blew the guy from Spoon. Like, I'm past that. But I found a much better way to get back at her. And it's really the best way to get back at a hipster ex-girlfriend, which is that I delete all of her Groupons. Well, I say all. Some of them I leave, like the really shitty ones, the ones that are like 90% off skydiving. It's like, no, like I would love it if you jumped out of a plane. Please do. But it's the really good ones, the ones that are like 20 for 40 at Whole Foods. I'm like, no. Oh man, we have a real fucked up relationship, and that means you're paying full price for hummus for the rest of your life. That's great. It's tough though, because now I'm single, I have to date, and I'm young, which is difficult because you can't bond with people, because young people, especially hipsters, and up until today I had a Sideburn situation going, but we're not supposed to like anything anymore, so we have nothing to bond over. Like I'll be at some bar in Williamsburg wearing a shirt, like a 5 Goes West shirt, and because I fucking love 5 Goes West, but some asshole in a fedora and a handlebar mustache and jompers comes up and goes, "Hey, nice shirt." And immediately I have this sort of like just got my medication right happiness where I just want to make friends. I'm just like, thanks! I do prefer an American Tale, but really there's both fantastic depictions of the Jewish experience. It's amazing that Spielberg translated so well to the animated medium. Are you Jewish? I am. Did you ever go to summer camp? And they pull it like I got the fucking plague or something. Because I realized that the only way to receive a compliment from a hipster is to go, oh yeah. Yeah, that's really all I have. But it's a problem now because I need to communicate with somebody, and I can't talk to my parents anymore. They've gotten to that age where, like dying stars, they just collapse on themselves and become condensed versions of themselves until they die. So let me give you an example. My mom, at base, she's really just enchanted by technology, but what that translates to is she sends me emails from the same room as me. Like she'll just send, like, I'll be sitting there and I'll be like, ding, and I look over and she's like, yeah, I understand on the internet. This is great. But it's the things she sends me. She'll send me an email with these weird news stories and no explanation. It'll say like, Chuckles, the state groundhog of New Hampshire, has died. And I'll look over and she's like she's this weird suburban version of James Bond's M wearing yoga pants being like Chuckles is dead. You know what to do. I can't talk to my dad anymore because he's just worried about at this point he's worried about my dog dying because my dog is 13, he's the size and shape of a salami, and he keeps trying to kill himself. Well, not kill himself. He just tells us he wants to die. Like he went outside in the bushes and dug a hole and sat in it. Like, I don't deserve to be at ground level anymore. No, he's a little shit. He's bit me 4 times. It's supposed to be 3 is supposed to get him put down, but we don't tell anyone. So the problem is my dad, there was a stray dog in our neighborhood. It was very scary for someone who's as neurotic as my father. And so he did the worst thing that you can do when you're worried about a stray dog is he met the dog catcher. And you like to believe that dog catcher technology has improved somewhat since 101 Dalmatians, but nope, it's a dude with a net. That was what it actually was. And my dad goes up and he's like, so, are you gonna catch this thing? And the dude literally says, oh, no, he's way too fucking fast. chase. Like, your best idea was just, ah! It's even more inefficient, I realized, than the detectives on SVU. You guys ever watch that show? You guys like SVU? Where they got the worst decision-making I've ever seen, where, you know, Stabler's beating the shit out of some poor... Alright, he's a serial killer, but, you know, and he's like, where is she? And he goes, she's in the refrigerator in Staten Island. And the next scene is Stabler cutting her out of the refrigerator. It's like, what, there were no cops between Police Plaza and Staten Island? Like, SVU's best idea was Stabler standing on the ferry going, boy, I hope she's still okay. But, no, it's weird. I can't communicate with anyone, though, really, because the problem is I have a phone, and I hate it. It's much smarter than I am, but I hate it, and it's because it makes me realize what an asshole I am. First of all, now it's my fault when someone can't reach me. It used to be somebody else's fault. I used to get calls, voicemails, on a little thing. I'd press the button, it would go beep, it was so fucking satisfying, and it would go, and someone would say like, oh my god, I'm so sorry I couldn't reach you, I had tickets to see the Mets in the playoffs. That was set in like 1999. It was a long time. But now I get this call. I haven't gotten a voicemail in the past 5 years that hasn't started with, seriously, Jhon, where the fuck are you? And that's all I get now. And the problem is, I got I recently realized how much of an asshole I am. I got a text message and I felt the bzzz, and I was like, fuck. Someone wants something, I can't fucking handle this. And I took it out and I realized I get text message updates from moveon.org, because, I mean, look at me. So I realized it buzzes and I look, and it's this text message update that says, an innocent man is about to be executed. And I swear my first reaction was, oh, thank God. Thank God it wasn't, you know, my family or friends or someone who loves me. That'd be way more than I can handle. All right, I've been Jhon Starr. You guys have been terrific. Thank you.